Welcome back to the channel. Thanks for running on the road to monetization. Things are getting heated right now, yeah? What you know about politics? What you know about U.S. politics? What you know about Donald J. Trump? I told you, man, about this man, yeah? Oi! Okay, so, Donald Trump ain't having it, yeah? Donald Trump put on his big boy pants and my man kicked out Zelensky because he's supposedly pushing, he's overstepping his boundaries, fam. He's Zelensky's being a bit ungrateful, according to Donald Trump. But we'll get into this, and then we'll talk about it. But it's getting very, it's getting very heated very quickly. And I think what people need to realize with Donald Trump as well is he's not a natural, he's a leader, but he's not a natural, like, when it comes to the government and the prime minister, he's not a natural leader in that sense. But what he does bring, and what he is a natural in business. So when it comes to deals like this, like with different countries and trying to stop the war, I feel like he will be good because he'll bring a different side to the table. And what you'll see in this little clip and this little interview here is a snippet of what goes on behind closed doors when you've got different countries trying to come together to make peace treaties, to make deals. We are getting a bird's eye look on what goes on behind closed doors, because what I'm about to show you, we never see this. Normally we just see two countries shaking hands like, yeah, we came to an agreement. This right here is very, very interesting because there's two dynamics here. You've got one Ukraine leader who's kind of coming under pressure now because there's two sides in Ukraine. There's a Ukraine side that like him and a Ukraine side that don't like him. And we don't really hear about the Ukraine that don't like him. For whatever reason, the Western media have been pushing this narrative that they love him, this, that, and the third. But I told you about this man in my previous video, yeah? He don't even live in Ukraine. He's a bit, I'm not going to say he's the worst leader, whatever, but if you just do your research and look into this guy, he used to be a comedian. So the same way people say Donald Trump, he's not a natural leader, how can he do this? This guy, he was a comedian before. And then he got into politics and, you know, his route in was a bit fishy. He's a very smart guy as well, though. He's a very smart guy. But let's get into this.
With both of them, you'd never have a deal. You want me to say really terrible things about Putin and then say, hi, Vladimir, how are we doing on the deal? It doesn't work that way. I'm not aligned with Putin. I'm not aligned with anybody. I'm aligned with the United States of America. And for the good of the world, I'm aligned with the world. And I want to get this thing over with.
But what I would say as well, when it comes to Donald Trump, I know he's not the best leader, whatever, and the whole thing that he's got going on with Gaza and everything. But I do, because he does bring up America a lot and the good of America, I do believe, I think he's corrupt, don't get me wrong, but I do believe he's going to do stuff for America that's going to benefit. Because at the end of it, it's in his best interest to make America great again, or it's in his best interest to do the best for America, because it's only going to benefit him anyway. We all know he's got his little deals going on the side, but I generally do believe he's going to start doing things that are going to help America, and obviously it's going to profit him in a way, but that's only business. If you have something that's profitable, i.e. America, why would you want to keep, you know, deflating it and kicking it to the curb? I honestly do believe he's going to try build it up and make as much money from America as he can. Good or bad, I do believe that he will try and start leveraging some deals to benefit America, because their debt is crazy. Like Britain, our debt's crazy, but their debt's just ridiculous.
The hatred he's got for Putin, it's very tough for me to make a deal with that kind of hate. He's got tremendous hatred. And I understand that, but I can tell you the other side is exactly in love with...
Look at the body language, though.
You know,
look at the body language.
So it's not a question of alignment. I'm aligned with the world. I want to get the thing set. I'm aligned with Europe. I want to see if we can get this thing done. You want me to be tough? I can be tougher than any human being you've ever seen. I'd be so tough. But you're never going to get a deal that way. So that's...
And so what you need to look for is unproven talent. So what we do at Makers is find people who've done great things.
That's the way it goes. One more question.
I want to respond to this. So look, for 4 years in the United States of America, we had a president who stood up at press conferences and talked tough about Vladimir Putin, and then Putin invaded.
This guy's very important, very, very important. But anyway, we'll get into it.
Ukraine and destroyed a significant chunk of the country. The path to peace and the path to prosperity is maybe engaging in diplomacy. We tried the pathway of Joe Biden of thumping our chest and pretending that the President of the United States' words mattered more than the President of the United States' actions. What makes America a good country is America engaging in diplomacy. That's what President Trump is doing.
Can I ask you?
Sure.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. So he occupied our parts, big parts of Ukraine, part of East and Crimea. So he occupied it on 2014. So during a lot of years, so I'm not speaking about just Biden, but those time was Obama, then President Obama, then President Trump, then President Biden, now the President Trump, and God bless, now President Trump will stop him. But during 2014, nobody stopped him. He just occupied and took.
But what you also have to remember as well, right? This Ukraine leader, he doesn't like Putin at all. So one of the big, like Donald Trump said, one of the biggest problems with this sit down and trying to make an agreement is this Ukraine leader doesn't want Vladimir. He would rather get Vladimir gone. If that means, then that means, because he doesn't want anything to do with my man. So it's going to come out, but it's I don't know if it's going to be shown in this one, but it's come out. Ukraine and the US have a deal for minerals, right? It's all about resources. Come on, G, because Ukraine owe America some money, I believe. So they've got a deal for that, but the deal can't go ahead because as you later see what plays out. But so they've got the deal for minerals, but because Lizinski, he's quite smart, he's quite smart. He would rather try and get the US to go into a conflict to basically kill off Putin. So
He killed people. You know what the contact?
2015.
2014.
2014 and
2014?
Yeah. So
I was not here.
Yeah, but
That's exactly right.
Yes, but during 2014 till 2022, the situation the same. The people have been dying on the contact line. Nobody stopped him. You know that we had conversations with him, a lot of conversation, my bilateral conversation, and we signed with him, me, like a new president. In 2019, I signed with him the deal. I signed with him, Macron and Merkel, we signed ceasefire. All of them told me that he will never go. We signed him with gas contract. Yes, but after that, he broken this ceasefire. He killed our people and he didn't exchange prisoners. We signed the exchange of prisoners, but he didn't do it.
look at Donald Trump.
What kind of diplomacy, JD, you are speaking about? What do you mean?
I'm talking about the kind of diplomacy that's going to end the destruction of your country.
Yes, but if you
Mr. President, with respect, I think it's disrespectful for you to come into the Oval Office and try to litigate this in front of the American media. Right now, you guys are going around and forcing conscripts to the front lines because you have manpower problems. You should be thanking the president for trying to bring an end to this conflict.
You see what he just said there? Now it's getting a bit heated where this guy here is kind of talking about kind of things that we didn't know as the public. A bit of personal stuff that Ukraine are finding it difficult to get the manpower, the bodies to join the army.
Ukraine that you see.
Because there's a lot of people losing their lives in this
I
war.
have been to.
Come on.
I've actually watched and seen the stories, and I know that what happens is you bring them on a propaganda tour, Mr. President. Do you disagree that you've had problems? Bringing people into your military? And do you think that it's respectful to come to the Oval Office of the United States of America and attack the administration that is trying to prevent the destruction of your country?
A lot of questions. Let's start from the beginning.
Sure.
First of all, during the war, Everybody has problems, even you. But you have
Oh,
and
this is
don't
where it
feel
goes
now,
left.
but you will feel it in the future. God
don't-
bless.
you don't know that.
God bless.
You don't
God
know that.
bless. You
Don't-
will not
you
have
gotta-
war.
Don't tell us what
Right.
we're going to feel.
Did you? Oh, these damn adverts, man. Oh gosh. Right, let me just play. Sorry, what's this adverts, man?
We're
Right,
trying to solve a problem.
One
Don't tell us.
right,
In the future. God
don't-
bless.
you don't know that.
God bless.
right.
First of all,
Now
during
listen
the
to
war,
what he just said.
everybody has problems, even you. But you have nice ocean, and don't feel now, but you will feel it in the future. God bless.
You don't know that.
God bless.
You don't
God
know that.
bless. You will
Don't-
not
you
have
gotta-
war.
Don't tell us what we're going to feel.
You gotta remember as well, right? Zelensky's coming to your house, and the way he's talking as a guest, he's coming for help. He's coming to make a deal, and the way he was talking, a bit reckless, you know. Like, we've got problems in our army, but don't get it twisted. You're gonna feel problems as well. This is what Joe Biden's created, because Joe Biden has let this happen by making deal. Because you know Sleepy Joe. Sleepy Joe ain't gonna be talking up like Donald Trump is. He's probably been sleeping in his office somewhere. He's gonna give him a piece of paper and say, "Oh, can you sign this, please?" Sleepy Joe's just gonna be like, "Come on, how you gonna be talking like this? To what? To Donald Trump?" Donald Trump. Let's hear what you have to say.
Trying to solve a problem. Don't tell us what we're going to feel.
I'm not telling you.
Because
I'm
you're in no
answering on this
position to
question.
dictate that.
That's
Remember
exactly what
this.
you're
doing. I'm not
You're in no position to dictate what we're going to feel.
You
We're going to feel very
you will
good.
Feel influenced.
We're going to feel very
I'm
good and
telling
very
you,
strong.
You will feel influence.
You're right now not in a very good position. You've allowed
From the
yourself to be in a
from
very
the
bad
very
position,
beginning
and
of
he
the
happens
war.
to be right
From
about
the
it.
very beginning of the war.
You're not in a good position. You don't have the cards right now. With us, you start having
not playing
cards.
cards.
Right now, you don't.
I'm very
You're playing
serious,
cards.
Mr. President.
You're
I'm
playing
very
cards.
serious.
You're
You can
gambling
see
with the lives of
the
millions of
language
people.
barrier as well.
You're
Because when he
gambling
said
with
they're not
World
playing
War
cards,
III.
it's a
You're
speech.
gambling with
What is
World
the
War III. And what you're doing is very disrespectful to the country, this country.
I'm
That's
with
back
all
to
respect to
you.
you.
Far more than a lot of people said
wearing
they
respect.
should have.
Have you said thank you once this
A lot
entire
of
meeting?
times.
No, in this.
And now, sorry to stop it, because there's so much going on here. But you also have to remember is the fact that there's cameras here and this is happening live. Donald Trump can't look weak, and neither can Zelensky look weak to his people. So it's a little bit of back and forth. But at the end of the day, Donald Trump kind of has to just sit him down quietly and pay attention to when he says, have you even thanked him? Have you ever said thank you? Because it's important, because at the end of this, I'm going to play a speech, what do you call it? A statement that Zelensky's made. And there's a lot of keywords with thank you in it. It's so this is juicy, bro. This is juicy. I'm sorry. I don't know what's gonna happen next. Every man's just here watching about Kendrick Lamar. Now forget that, mate. Come on. This is good, man. Who says politics is dead? Put me in the White House. I'll slap up people. Come on.
Entire meeting, you said thank
Even
you.
today.
You went to Pennsylvania and campaigned for the opposition in October. Offer some words of appreciation for the United States of America and the president who's trying to save your country.
Please, you think that if you will speak very loudly about the war, you
He's
can...
not speaking loudly. He's not speaking loudly. Your country's
Can I-
in big
can I-
trouble.
can I
Wait a
answer?
minute. No,
Can
you've
I
done a lot of talking. Your country is in big trouble.
I know.
You're not
I
winning.
know.
You're not winning this. You have a damn good chance of
We are
coming out
staying-
You
okay.
see, you can't admit that,
We're
though.
staying
You
in
can't
our
admit
country,
it.
staying strong from the very beginning of the war. We've been alone, and we are thankful. I said thanks
You haven't
in
been
this
allowed.
cabinet.
You
and
haven't
not
been
only
allowed.
in this cabinet.
We gave you, through
I
this
said thank
stupid
you.
president, $350 billion.
You voted
We gave
for
you
your
military
president.
equipment.
You
And you
voted
men
for
are
your
brave,
president.
but they had to use our military.
What about US
If you didn't have
You
our
invited
military
me.
equipment,
You invited
if
me
you
to
didn't
speak.
have our military equipment, this war would have been over in 2 weeks.
In 3
okay?
days, I heard it from Putin. In 3 days, this is something
Maybe
new.
less.
In 2 weeks, of course,
It's
yes.
going to be a very hard thing to do business like this. I
And
tell
you
you.
just say thank
this is
you.
when Donald Trump got
Accept-
rubbed up the
accept
wrong.
that there, accept
To
that,
American people.
accept that there are disagreements, and let's go litigate those disagreements rather than trying to fight it out in the American media when you're wrong. We know that you're wrong.
But you see, I think it's good for the American people to see what's going on
I
over
understand,
there.
sir.
I think it's
I
very
understand.
important. That's why I kept this going so long. You have to be thankful. You don't have the cards. You're buried there. Your people are dying. You're running low on soldiers. Listen, you're running low on soldiers. It would be a damn good thing. And then you tell us, I don't want a ceasefire. I don't want a ceasefire. I want to go and I want this. Look, if you could get a ceasefire right now, I tell you, you take it so the bullets stop flying and your men stop getting killed.
Of course we want to stop the war.
But you're saying you don't want a ceasefire.
But I said to you,
I want a ceasefire.
with guarantees.
Because you get a ceasefire faster than an agreement.
Ask our people about ceasefire, what they think.
That wasn't with me. That wasn't with me. That was with a guy named Biden, who was not a smart person. That was with Obama.
It was your president.
Excuse me. That was with Obama, who gave you sheets, and I gave you javelins.
Yes.
I gave you the javelins to take out all those tanks. Obama gave you sheets. In fact, the statement is Obama gave sheets and Trump gave javelins. You gotta be more thankful. Because let me tell you, you don't have the cards.
Look
With
at
us,
his
you have the
face.
cards. But without us, you don't have any cards.
One more question to Mr. Vice President. I'm sorry,
It'll be a tough deal to make. Because the attitudes have to change.
What if Russia breaks ceasefire? What if Russia breaks this?
Hi, I'm Finn Russell.
Oh,
I'm
mate.
new brand ambassador.
There's just so much going on right now.
Talks. What do you do then? I understand that it's a heated conversation right now.
What are you saying?
She's asking, what if Russia breaks the ceasefire?
What if anything? What if a bomb drops on your head right now? Okay? What if they broke it? I don't know. They broke it with Biden because Biden, they didn't respect him. They didn't respect Obama. They respect me. Let me tell you, Putin went through a hell of a lot with me. He went through a phony witch hunt where they used him and Russia. Russia. You ever hear of that deal? That was a phony Hunter Biden, Joe Biden scam. Hillary Clinton, Shifty Adam Schiff. It was a Democrat scam. And he had to go through that. And he did go through it. We didn't end up in a war. And he went through it. He was accused of all that stuff. He had nothing to do with it. It came out of Hunter Biden's bathroom. It came out of Hunter Biden's bedroom. It was disgusting. And then they said, the laptop from hell was made by Russia. The 51 agents. The whole thing was a scam. And he had to...
Right, so that happens, right? So they like adjourn, and then their next part was they're meant to have lunch, and then they were meant to discuss further on X, Y, and Z. Well, forget that. The lunch ain't happening no more. After that big meeting they had at the beginning of the day, there was meant to be a meeting again at the end of the day, and yeah, let's just say it went pear-shaped. So let's go.
Levins joins us now from Washington. David, completely extraordinary, these scenes, and now no press conference, no statement, no deal being signed. And in that Truth Social post, it was almost as if the president was scolding a naughty child, saying you can come back down from your room when you learn to behave.
Jonathan, a moment without precedent in living memory in the United States, where a meeting of two heads of states comes to an end in such a disastrous fashion. And in the last few minutes, we're also hearing from Fox News in the United States that a White House official has told them, and I quote, Trump kicked out Zelensky. He did not walk off on his own. The rare minerals deal was not signed. The White House says the Ukrainians were, and again I quote, begging to reset, but Rubio and Waltz, that's Secretary of State Marco Rubio, and National Security Advisor Mike Waltz, informed them Zelensky needs to leave the White House grounds and return when he's ready for peace. The president and US officials felt disrespected by Zelensky's rhetoric and demeanor, and they cited that he was shrugging and rolling his eyes throughout the conversation. At the end of that extraordinary...
Which is very true. There was a lot of, shrugging, and he wasn't giving eye contact. You can tell Zelensky looked frustrated. But at the same time, you've come to the US, you've come to Donald Trump's home, and you're not showing the gratitude. And you know what Donald Trump's like. He likes a man to kiss his ass. And the same way is you're not doing this to Vladimir Putin. You're not acting like this with Vladimir. With Vladimir sitting down at the table, you're not going to be standing up and puffing up your chest. You're not doing that. So, and what makes this very heated as well, and what Donald Trump is kind of smart with doing, he's setting the precedent. He's setting the bar, like, this is what we're doing from now on. We're not going to be bullied, we're not going to be intimidated, and we're not going to be disrespected. So a lot of countries are going to be looking at this like, okay, we're going to have to do Donald Trump correctly, X, Y, and Z. But the way he's, Donald Trump basically said, come back another day when you're ready. This is exciting to me. I haven't seen anything like this. A lot of us haven't seen nothing like this. Like, this is politics at its finest, because you've got also what is so interesting about it is you've got two people here that aren't natural politicians, that aren't naturally in this environment. You have a businessman and a comedian. It's just so. It's just, you couldn't make this up. This is just amazing. This right here is amazing. And then you've got a statement that Zelensky's made, I thought was just interesting. It says, thank you, America. Thank you for your support. Thank you for the visit. Thank you. He said thank you about, 1, 2, 3, 4 times. And in the meeting, he was told, you need to say thank you. And I just thought that was telling. So I think Zelensky kind of played himself a bit, but at the end of the day, they'll come back. They will come back, because America needs the minerals, bro. But it's just interesting to see. It's interesting to see what's going to happen. So like, comment, subscribe. I'll keep you updated. I'm going to keep doing videos on this one. Keep you updated. I just think this is crazy, man. It's crazy. Put me in the office, man. Put me in there. You don't want to say sorry? Come on. Anyway, like, comment, subscribe. On the road to monetization. And also, I know one of the stores aren't working. I was told by one of my subscribers, my pet store's not working. I'll get it all sorted by next week, and it'll be all up. 10% off for everybody. Sign up, get 10% off. I will get it fixed by next week, and I'll let you lot know. Oh, sorry, not next week. I'll get it fixed by this week. This week, Thursday, it should be sorted. So, peace.